Mhm.
Oh, I apologize for any background noise. There's bedtime in the house, and some people have opinions about that, about whether or not it should be. But
Understandable.
For real. I'm team no bedtime as well.
Mm.
You know?
Amici, can I just put your business out there? The story you just told us, just to just to kick things off.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
just because it's cold in Houston today and yesterday. I think they called it an Arctic blast is what's coming through, like a special move. But temperatures are dropping below 30. The feels like is in the teens. It's cold out there. And
Same temperature in New York right now. Houston.
you said same temperature?
Same temperature. Like
And I
40
have to
degrees,
wonder what it
20
feels like
degrees.
downtown, because when that wind picks up, it is a different beast in the city.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So it's got to feel like 9 degrees or something downtown. But yeah, so a lot of us are turning on our heaters that haven't been on for quite a while. We barely use them here, but when we do, everyone knows you got to give it some time to let the dust burn out. But Michi, there was something different going on in your heater, right?
Yeah. It was very cold last night, and we're prepping, getting everything ready for the freeze. Things are getting cold. So we have a heater downstairs. We have a basement in Houston, which is very rare.
It's very rare.
Very rare. And the reason it's rare because they cause you a lot of problems in Houston. Some people are like, don't get a basement. Don't get a house with a basement in Houston. So this is one in the string of problems we've had down there. But it's good for storage, but nothing else really. So my wife and I turned on the heat in the basement area last night because we're thinking maybe the heat will rise through the floors and warm up the rest of the house.
Heat rises. That makes sense.
Heat rises. Yeah. So we turn it on, and a bunch of smoke starts coming out, like a lot of smoke. Usually you turn on your heat after some time. You get like a little bit of smoke because it's good. It's just normal, natural. But this was a lot of smoke, like unnatural amount of smoke. Like if you saw the smell of a barbecue, you'll be like, "Hold on, there's something wrong. This is too much smoke." So we shut it off. We go and disconnect the power. We check and make sure, wait around, making sure the house isn't going to burn down. Something hasn't caught on fire. So I'm outside in the cold for a bit too, just out in the back. So then we have luckily a handyman was able to send over a guy to come and take a look at it, even though it's pretty late in the evening. And he goes up there and he's looking around. He's taking things apart, and he finds a long dead and now slightly roasted and charred raccoon. And it had destroyed everything in there. The vents and everything had been ripped apart. It had made itself a nice home in there and destroyed everything and passed away probably at peace that it finally made its dream home. I don't know.
Yes. He had an electric Tesla home. Got electrocuted.
Yeah. So we had a nice barbecue raccoon smell going through the house. I had to tell our neighbors because we share walls, and they got a little bit of the smoke as well.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was the night last night.
And the cats never heard it. You didn't notice they were paying extra special attention to a particular area, and you're like, "What are you doing? Get away from there."
No, well, there's a family of raccoons that lives behind our house, under our neighbor's house, and they're always in the mornings. Our cats will run to the back door because the raccoon family is crossing outside or something.
Going to work, going to school.
Yeah, it's going to work. There's raccoons, there's possums. Sometimes you'll see that the raccoons are swimming, having a good time in the water, down in the back. there's turtles, there's all different kind of birds. It's like very nature, peaceful, wonderful thing. Except when a raccoon dies in your house, and then it's not fun.
To be fair, it sounds like the raccoons had a whole life cycle.
Yeah.
So it is, probably one of them.
I like to think that, the raccoon was talking with his buddies one day, and like he pointed across the river. He's like, "That's where I want to die, right over there." When my time comes, I'm going over there. I'm going to find a nice cozy spot. I'm going to lay down.
Yeah.
I was about to say his widow, but I assume he was a bachelor since he was the only one found.
There's only one there. Yeah. So maybe going through a divorce and midlife crisis. I need something. Yeah, I need something special.
In a nice studio.
It's just he's just envision like this strange story we're laughing at, but like if I give raccoons like our human characteristics, like they're having to tell the story, what happened to him? He was just sitting there, he was just reading the paper, and all of a sudden, just flames it just came out and burning. It's terrible.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy.
So let's treat that as a PSA, y'all. If check your vents, check your chimneys, your heaters. If something seems off, get it checked out. Things could have been living in there. Things could have passed away in there a long time ago.
I wonder how much, like if you just let it burn off, like how much smoke he would have had to endure until like his remains were totally done and then the air freshened up and no more smoke.
Like, I mean, I have a picture of it. If you want to see it, Tandy, I'll send it to you. I'll send it.
Okay, of like the smoke of the.
No, just the charred corpse.
Oh.
I've seen it.
After we found
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gross. It's gross.
Yeah. But yeah, it would have taken a lot longer, and probably a couple of hours, and it would there'll still be smoke probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does
it make you feel something knowing that it was a raccoon that died, or is it just kind of, are you just approaching it as a house maintenance issue?
Yeah, just a house maintenance issue, because I mean, there's I think I've seen like a couple of dead possums, a couple of dead raccoons in the last year. They're all over our neighborhood. The raccoons, Wednesday's their day. Wednesday's trash day. They'll go in the morning, get all their stuff. So you got to be careful with opening your bins in the morning, making sure nobody's gonna jump out at you. But they'll go in the trash. They'll pull out what they want. They'll set it on the hood of your car, and just have a nice banquet. And they'll be gone in the morning by the time.
Yeah, they'll lay out a blanket. They'll play some music.
Pull the boys
on the bib.
They really mourning. He died right before trash day was almost Wednesday. He ruined our Wednesday. Not ruined it, but we couldn't really celebrate. Our trash day.
Tomorrow morning, Amichi's gonna look out. There's gonna be a whole wake across the river. Woodland creatures. They realize what happened. There he is.
Yeah.
They finally
sunrise, sunset. Got a program and everything.
Got a bird singing Amazing Grace. I can kick it off.
I hope one of the raccoons I want to have just like a crazy hairdo to symbolize that's like the preacher.
He got to deliver the word.
He has to deliver that raccoon word. That would be funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh man, trash day is a big holiday.
So that's what's going on with Amici. John, how are things in your world?
pretty good. I think the house is getting over some illness, but on a good note, we did get another dog. So we have a dog now named Sarah, short for therapy.
Oh,
And Sarah has a lot of swag. She has a lot of confidence. She fit in really quickly in the house. Um, and when she gives Heavy a little respect, so she knows like this is the OG. So far there has been no issues. It's kind of like she just fits right in. So
Okay.
family's been pretty happy about that.
Nice.
That's
nice.
nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
What made you want to add another dog to the household?
Great question. I fought it off for years, but I wanted something for my house. Just two reasons. One, I wanted my house to have some more joy and puppies and dogs, especially if my wife had a specific dog she wanted to just to give her something else to be happy about. So I was like, well, another animal. Now that we have a little, the kids are old enough, we have enough time. Could work. Heavy's just he's like automated, man. He doesn't do anything. He could probably feed himself if I figured out a way to put like his freezer of chicken where he could just like hit a button and it's flying out. He would he would literally do everything himself.
Mm.
So I wanted to do that, and then of course the other side is Heavy's getting older, and my children want to play with the dog, but he's not. He's just older. He's just not in play mode anymore. So as he's transitioning, we thought we'd get another puppy, and that would help the kids with the transition because all they know is Heavy as an older dog, but eventually he won't be, you know, alive anymore. So I wanted to have some kind of transition.
Mhm.
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 But so far it's been better than I expected. She's third day, sleep in a cage, no whining,
Mm.
no, yeah.
How old is she?
She is about to be 9 months.
9 months? Oh yeah, no, she's so.
9 weeks.
Oh, 9 weeks. Oh, okay.
Nine
Okay.
weeks.
Hmm. Cool. What's the first thing your kids wanted to do with her when she got to the house?
Uh, they wanted to pick her up because she's small, and one of them wanted to play fetch because they say Heavy's not a good fetch dog. He's not. He doesn't like fetch. That's not his thing. Never likes it. So they're like, we're gonna play fetch with her, but she doesn't know how to play fetch. She's young. Um, so they were upset when she didn't fetch the toy. She just kind of like you throw a toy at her, she'll look at it, sniff it, and you're like, ah. And then she'll come back a couple hours later.
She's 9 weeks old. What were you doing at 9 weeks?
Get him. Get
Oh,
him.
no.
Couldn't hold your
No, I
head up
like it.
good.
She's cool. She's cool. They don't understand.
No.
Yeah.
What about you, Tandy? How's it going over there?
Hey, it was going pretty okay until couldn't get on this thing. Well, my camera wasn't working, and I think that was due to um, we had an online thing on Monday, and my mother and my daughter were a part of it. And my daughter is so anti-screen on. I don't know what she did to my computer. I don't know what happened, and probably didn't do anything. I don't know, but I didn't do it. I've been getting on these. I primarily use the camera on this for this podcast. I've been doing that for weeks and months without a problem. And all of a sudden, after we do this one thing, then I didn't have camera access. So I know it was her. I know she did some super secret disable the camera in perpetuity until I come back to it. I'm not sure. It doesn't
What
matter.
does
I just
what
have,
does anti-screen on mean? Like she just
they
against
don't. Yeah, they
screen?
don't want to show themselves. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
like
it's
on
just
camera.
no.
I see.
Wait a minute, am I on? Got tape. Oh, well, she doesn't have tape, but like that super secret, all of that stuff. And, no, but
just a voice. Just a voice.
but other than that, it's been absolutely fine. Haven't left the house since Sunday. Just been sequestered up in here. Made some gumbo. We ate that down. Added to the gumbo. You know, I re-upped on it. You know, you put a little bit more, little bit more roux. Put a little bit more meat in there. Got my backup crab. Threw that in there. So we roll
seafood gumbo.
Oh yeah,
gumbo.
Yeah, there's no reason to go through all that work unless, I mean, I guess if you have a seafood allergy, I respect that, but there's no reason to go through all that work if you ain't gonna throw all the stuff in. I'm just gonna eat some chicken and some sausage.
I imagine that you went to the store and got these ingredients days ahead of time. You were planning for this. You're ready.
Let me see. I did. I think Saturday. Yeah, but a lot of it I keep in my freezer. I stay ready. I stay gumbo kind of ready roll. I just go
stay gumbo ready.
Gotta stay gumbo ready.
That's a solid t-shirt.
You got to stay gumbo,
ready.
That is a solid t-shirt.
I just go, you know, like, just
what does that mean? That mean you ready to eat gumbo or make it? Both.
You be ready to make
yeah, everything.
both.
Yeah.
Both.
And talk about it as well.
Hey, this is the first time I've shared my gumbo preparedness with you guys. I thought we were friends. I thought we were close enough. Y'all can handle this. Man. Just know I keep a mirepoix already frozen.
Okay. So you have like a deep freezer of this gumbo pre-made. You know.
I have my the celery, green onion, bell pepper, that mix cut up frozen, so that's easy to do. There's always some chicken pieces or parts in there to just throw in there, and the sausage. Keep that on deck. So you got those are the main things. Keep dried shrimp, because I do flavor with a little bit of dry shrimp. And then whenever there's frozen shrimp on sale, I stay stocked in that. You know, keep a bag ready. You never know, a bag or two.
Wait. What is dried shrimp?
Oh yes, have you ever seen the dried shrimp? They dry up and they look orange. If you ever turn around, like in the seafood section, like they'll have.
What do you use them for?
Huh? I put it in there. I put fresh shrimp and I put a little dried.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm just thinking about my basic ingredients. Like if I'm saying, hey, I'm gonna make a gumbo. Do I have this? Yes, I do. Then I make it, and then I just stop at Fiesta and get me some crab. Already cleaned and dressed. I'm not going through that no more. I'm not cleaning crab and all that in my sink. That's after a certain age, I gave up. Yeah.
So basically, that is the most prepared gumbo I've ever heard of, which is dope. It makes me want to try your gumbo since you have it such automated. Got the algorithm for gumbo down. Gotta be good. You know, I'm a new. Me and my wife are new gumbo makers. So we just think about eating it and we just go get the stuff right there.
Okay. Well, that's also part of being gumbo ready. It's like I'm ready to eat it at any time, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's all of us. Is anybody here not like gumbo?
I like it.
You good? Yeah. We've never gone. I don't think we've ever eaten. Have we ever eaten out at a place
that had gumbo?
Yeah, gumbo.
I would have been.
You would, yeah. And it's so rare to get good gumbo outside of your home. Like the best gumbo comes from somebody's house. It's rare to go sit down and be like, damn, that was just like eating at somebody's house.
Exactly. So I don't trust when I see it on the
menu. We cut to a restaurant. Ma'am. Hi, I'm the head waiter here. I saw you ordered the gumbo. Okay. Our chef, he saw your T-shirt that you know, stay gumbo ready.
Stay gumbo ready.
Yeah, he's like a little embarrassed about his gumbo now. He's like feeling a little insecure about it. Like it won't live up to your expectations. So, is there anything else on the menu that you want? We could switch it out.
No. Every Wednesday is my gumbo eat out night. Okay, it's a special time. That's, you know, most people when they feel like making gumbo, it's gonna be in the middle of the week, and that's when I like to go because I want to taste the best gumbo on a Wednesday. So no, that is what I'm gonna have tonight.
Okay, it's just he took the big like bowl of gumbo,
Mhm.
took it into the walk-in freezer, and he's crying in there. We don't know what's happening. He won't come out, so that there is no gumbo right now, actually. So
I'll order something else, but I'd also like to have a talk with him because maybe he doesn't have confidence in his dish because he doesn't believe in himself. 99% of good gumbo is that you believe you've made good gumbo. If you don't believe you've made good gumbo, it's not going to taste good.
wow, that is
Yeah.
inspirational. Yeah,
We cut to that waiter telling the chef that, wow, that is inspirational. I never thought about it that way. You know, it's just I didn't make this gumbo at home. You know,
right.
one thing I always say is like the best gumbo is made at home. You don't get it at a restaurant, but we have it on the menu, so I'll make it.
Mhm.
But I feel like it just tastes like a restaurant. You know, if I can I'll tell you what. If she's willing to come to my house, I will make the gumbo there, where it has all the aroma of a house, the love, the warmth, and that will be the gumbo that represents this restaurant. But she has to come to my house.
Okay. I think we can probably get. You don't live too far. You live around the corner.
I live
so,
around the
you know.
corner. I'm right there. But I feel like even if I were to walk the gumbo to the restaurant, it would just lose that love on the way here. Like you got to get it.
Yeah. The love
Right off the
evaporates.
stove top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we can make that happen. We'll comp her meal so she can just go over there. Don't worry about it. You know, the restaurant will pay for everything, and you know, just to help our reputation and to get your groove back, get your gumbo groove back. You know,
You are the best head waiter I've ever worked with. I gotta say.
We
Thank you.
we cut to his house. Well, baby, I generally don't eat gumbo after 10 p.m. It's about 11:30, and you just getting started on your route.
I had to finish my shift. You know, but this is gonna be great. Please don't mind the 4 cats I have.
Yes, I was wondering about
2
that
dogs,
too.
and because but all this sanitary. Trust me, it is
I believe
sanitary
you.
here. So
Listen,
it's gonna get popping.
I don't know if you
Hey,
believe.
I'm sorry. Did you touch my toothpaste this morning?
Come on, man.
Didn't I tell you to stop touching my crest, man?
I will get you
I
a new
don't like
crest.
how you squeeze it. I don't like that.
I will get
I'm
you a
sorry,
new
man.
crest. I
I'm
will get
sorry.
you. Like I keep
All right.
forgetting, so I got to use it. So I got to have clean teeth. I'm sorry, ma'am. Just to take 1 second, I will get you a new crest. I will.
Okay.
This.
All right.
And I don't squeeze it weird. I squeeze it just like everybody else squeezes it.
No, you don't, man. I like mine like this. You know.
It's not a good way to squeeze it. There's
I
toothpaste
like,
all down the. Ma'am, I'm sorry about
that's
this.
just
This
how I
will take
roll.
a second.
That's how I roll.
There's toothpaste. All you want to roll it from the bottom once it gets low. That's the thing. You want to roll it. It's actually, if you come over here, look at this rolling pin, right? Watch what I'm about to do with this rolling pin. Like imagine the toothpaste is there. That's
I'm
what
sorry,
you
man.
want to do.
Yeah. So this argument goes on for hours, and she falls asleep and wakes up in the morning like the sun's up. But the chef, he's just about done with the gumbo. He's almost done.
All right, I apologize for how long that took. I'm glad we sorted it out. I had to run out to get the crest, but it is completely
What time is it? I've been here all
It's
night.
7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. But
baby, no, my
the
husband
bowl is steaming and ready right in front of you. If you can just go ahead and just take a couple of spoonfuls.
Oh, baby, no, nobody eats gumbo for breakfast. What?
And scene. And scene.
There's no breakfast gumbo. There are very few. There are no breakfast soups. You got cereal, grits, oatmeal. In terms of anything in a bowl for breakfast.
Cereal and oatmeal is basically soup.
And that's what we did too. We were kind of hungry. And me and my daughter looked, and she's like, "I want some gumbo." We're like, "Yeah, but it's like 11:30."
Yeah.
Let's eat it as well.
We gotta wait a while, right?
You can't do all of that in the breakfast.
At breakfast.
You can't do all of that. All that sucking on crab and cracker. You can't. That's an afternoon delight.
Yeah, so in closing, we gotta try Tandy's gumbo in the afternoon, specifically one day. So looking forward to that day. But all right, so that's what was going on, people. Now let's get to the main event here, because I'm seeing that we got a couple people watching, and I kind of tease this in the description. So as everyone on the internet knows, an interview dropped first week of January with the one and only Katt WIlliams on the Shannon Sharp podcast, Club Shay Shay. And this interview was explosive. It reverberated through the comedy scene, hitting all sorts of people. Everybody caught strays from Katt WIlliams. So I wanted to. I feel like we gotta give our own spin on this thing. We gotta check in. I'm sure a lot of people have given their take. There's been some responses from some of the people, but before we get like down into it, let's take a step back and just describe what the heck happened. Right. So I'll go first, but I want to chime in. Katt, I actually have never seen Club Shay Shay. This put it on my radar. So that's one of the effects this interview had. People who've never heard of this podcast now have.
Which he said would happen as well.
Which he said would happen. But essentially, Katt goes on this podcast, and in the first like 10 to 12 minutes, he names like 8 different comedians and says that they've stolen jokes, that they're not funny, they're not this, they're not that. They dogged him. Like he is naming names and making claims. And I was a bit bewildered by like all the names he was dropping. He's talking about Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Dejan Love, Earthquake, Ricky Smiley, a name that I haven't even heard.
Kevin Hart.
You never heard of Ricky Smiley?
No, I've heard of him, just not in years. Like, I remember him from Comic View days and some of the prank phone calls he would do. And then there was like a gap where I didn't hear from him. And then he had like a radio show. And then I just forgot he existed. So Ricky Smiley was also caught a lot of strays in this. But what else stood out to you about this interview? And then we can kind of dive into specific parts.
Man.
Well, I'm sorry, Ken. You can go ahead.
Oh no! I was gonna say, at some point, he talks about being a very fast runner when he was young, and whether I believe it or not, he came out the gate in this interview like a real runner would come off the starting block in a race, because within the first 5 minutes, he's already where he wants to be. He's already he sets this up as, all of these people have come here onto this show and have lied unchecked. And so he's here to right that wrong. And very clear path to that point within the first 4 to 5 minutes. It's crazy. It's crazy. We don't even get background him and then why are you this way or what's going on. Crazy. That's all I had to say.
Yeah, you're right. He came out of the gate firing. He came with an agenda. Like there's very little like small talk that happened at the beginning of this. You just started naming names and saying like, they came on your show, they said this, that's not true, this is not true, here's what really happened. And the internet saying that the facts check out. Genera, 8 hours a day in the library teaching himself. Apparently has a exceptionally high IQ.
Yeah, he said that they went on missionary trips and he speaks Haitian Creole and reads French. And like as a kid, he was setting up the whatever needed to be set up on these mission trips. I don't doubt anybody. I mean, I do that. That's a lie. I doubt people. I do. John, I always doubt people. But I'd be willing to like hear him out. Like I wouldn't just go. I'll never see that. I would be willing to watch him do the things that he said he did, or see proof of that.
He said he read like 3,000 books a year from like 8 to 12 or something, which is
That's like he's holding 30 books an hour. every time you see him, he's with 30 books. Yeah, I think Katt Williams to me has turned into like our Chuck Norris, where there's like nothing you can't see that he has not done or can't do, even if it sounds irrational. There's a part of us that's like, Katt probably found. He probably is going to prove me wrong. Um, and my two things that stuck out to me, one was this is like the movie. This interview has like 52 million views within 13 days, which is like ridiculous.
That's
like
ridiculous.
like you said, it put Club Shay Shay on the map. I watched a lot of his interviews, which is why I was lined up ready at center when this dropped. So I'm like, I gotta see what he say about all this stuff people are saying about him. It's just good entertainment to hear Katt Williams on Filter, as always. And then the second thing that stuck out to me was, this he's from Dayton, which I knew. He was from my hometown, born in Cincinnati, spent some time of his life in Dayton, which he verified when I was listening to his interview with Willie D, things that you would only know if you were from Dayton. But the thing that kind of messed me up was if you Google Katt Williams high school, my high school pops up. And it doesn't make sense because I've never heard anyone in my high school network who has ever claimed this. And if he is as radical or as smart or as good of an athlete as he said he was, there is no way that nobody would know who he is in the city. It's just not possible. Now, I haven't had anyone confirm nor deny. So I'm going to say it's still some of the things he said to me because of where he was location wise. I have an opportunity to see if it's true myself, right? Which I'm sure he would want me to do. So it's not a knock at anything he said. But nobody I've talked to yet from Dayton, even people who live there, they never left Dayton. And even people was like when I told them about the high school, they were like, I thought he went to this high school. So I think the whole city of Dayton, small little city of Dayton, boy, did we get our cage shook a little bit because now we got something to talk about. And if you've ever met anybody from Dayton, it makes 100%, that he could have been a person from Dayton. He is a Dayton type guy. Not only that, I know he comes there a lot. He does have family there, so we've always known him to be there. But those are the two things that stuck out to me.
Yeah, I confer with your point about somebody from Dayton. It was like if like John's friends he'd invite on the show, like this is the same caliber, dude. You're gonna talk, gonna be a great storyteller. It's gonna be just out there. And I'm and the fact when I heard he's from Dayton, then I became more inclined to believe him because some of the wildest stuff. I've heard that is true.
Craziest stories.
from Daytonites.
I tell you, man. Dayton is like, to me, growing up, Dayton was like South Park, man. I think that's one of the reasons why I love that shit. The craziest shit you would never believe in this small city has just the craziness produces some of the most unique people. So yeah, shout out to Katt for being a Dayton.
Well, what was your guys' opinion of Katt before this interview? Like, how did you view him as a comedian, as an actor, as all of these other names you could title him?
I always thought he was a funny comedian. I never had any no. Like if you gave me tickets to a Katt Williams show, I'm going. I'm going to make sure I get there because I think I've watched almost all of the specials he's done. Let me see. In movies, are there any? any characters I didn't like. And I was so impressed with. I mean, I love Atlanta anyway, but so impressed with his Alligator Man that episode.
Alligator Man.
So, especially after that, I was like, oh, we're gonna see Katt in in more stuff. But yeah, I've always respected him. I thought, too. I thought he was kind of cold, but he was kind of because this isn't new for him. The way he comes out and talks, because he had ran Tiffany Haddish and Lil Rel and a bunch of other people. The same kind of riot act, like, what did you do to be funny? He's like, he's almost like that. Are you funny? And what are your credentials on the road? Like, how much time, how much sweat did you put in this thing? How hard have you been working on it? So, and not to say that those people haven't and that they aren't funny, but
and body of work too.
Yeah.
He spoke a lot about body of work.
Yeah.
How undeniable are you?
He's like, like you got the underground scene of a thing, and then like you got like the people who kind of like in between underground and pop. They're not really top pop, but they kind of like in. He's like that for me. Like all the credentials, all the whatever of the underground. Like, yeah, they got skills, right? Everybody know them. Streets know them. They're just not the person du jour, in all the movies, and they don't have that level of career. And probably with the way he talk about people, there's no wonder. You gotta kind of get along.
Let him tell it. He turned that down. That's what his story is.
Mm-hmm.
He walked away from it because he saw things that did not fit his value system. That's essentially it. Which is possible.
That's
right?
possible.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
What about you, John? What did you think of Katt before the interview?
He's a dead dude.
All right, moving on.
Dating people are spoiled, man. We got Chappelle and Katt WIlliams that they always come through. So we're like, to me, I'm with you, Tandy. You got the street gear, and in today's world, that's really all you need. The people are listening to you, and you're putting out something. I watch a lot of his clips, like more than any. I watch him and Bernie Mac clips to this day, and I laugh probably the same time the first time I heard it. And I got other comedians, so yeah, Katt WIlliams is a dead dude, so I got no bad to say about him, except for the things that I'm still reviewing.
Yeah.
What about you, Amici?
Cool. He's a funny guy. He's always been a funny guy. He's a great storyteller. He seems to like something always happens like every few years with him, right? That comes up. And it was just time something to happen, right?
It's a cyclical thing with Katt WIlliams.
Yeah, man, because I was I think I was telling y'all, it just seems like since that interview, like all of people he talked about, people who wished he talked about, all these comedians are like back out there. I don't know, they just seem a lot more prominent now. A couple of months ago, not so much, but it's like they're all out and they're on the road and they coming back to this city because I saw Katt was supposed to be in Austin last weekend with Tommy Davis, and I was like, Tommy was just here, he's back. So I don't know, he it was a shot in the arm, I guess.
It's like the equivalent of like boxers in the gym.
Why you say, Antoine? Boxers in the gym?
It's like you call out a boxer you haven't seen in a while. Like, oh no, I'm still going. You just send out some footage of them punching bags. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Sorry, John, what you said?
No, I was saying sounds like a Katt WIlliams stimulus package. Something crazy happens, he gets this attention, and then the people in that bubble, they get paid, they get more attention, they get more media, more tours. They benefit from him doing that interview, which is can't say that about a lot of people, that they move waves and people get paid. So yeah, again, thank you, dude, man. So
yeah.
No.
I noticed too that when it was about his personal life, like finding out about his history, other than his accolades and his big wins, right? Like his regular life, real tight lip, wasn't real giving and forthcoming with that. Shannon Sharp's not the greatest interviewer, but he had a hard time getting information. Like, you left home, yeah, why? Things that my family said or I didn't find right. Well, what happened? What'd they say? Just things they said wasn't right. Oh, so you read the Bible and you found out what you read didn't match? No, not what that. It was, something like, if you telling me this, that this is the way, and I'm telling you it's not true. That's an altercation. Oh, so you and your father got into an altercation? I didn't say that. So it was just all of this. When it could have just been this clear story, I left home, I grabbed my Rottweiler pup with $2,500 and hitchhiked with a truck driver to the the closest spot I could get to, right? As opposed to that, you had to like dig and go deep just to get that information. I mean, you got your right. You can tell your story how you want to tell it, but I just, that's one of the things I noticed. He's, in the history of niggerdom, he's real prolific. But in the history of Katt, it's like, hey, you don't need to be in my business.
Yeah, you want to know that. Yeah, I thought it was odd too. One of my thoughts I had was trying to, I don't know, think where would he come from and why would he answer this way? One thought came to mind is maybe he doesn't want to dig up stuff with his family, right? Like whatever that situation was, not a good one, not one that he liked talking about.
Right.
He talk about anything.
Right.
But then because of that, maybe it's something that he protected of, like, let me not go through this. Let me not bring no more attention to this thing or cause more issues between me and my whoever. So that was one of the feelings I had. And if that's true, I respect it.
Yeah.
I need to tell family business. 52 million people watching,
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in that regard, I'm like, yeah, he can talk shit about everybody else, like you said, all the crazy shit that happened. But he's like, I don't want that.
Yeah, I'd say Shay Shay's interview style could use some work. He just kind of randomly jumps from thing to thing. He was like, "Oh, tell me about Money Mike. What was your childhood like? What do you think about Mark Zuckerberg?" It's like, what? Wait, where are the segues, man? How do these questions connect?
Yeah. What about that he adopted 7 kids? What y'all think about that? And he was homeless with them in the trailer when he was shooting Friday. They was with him.
That's the thing about his like personal timeline. It gets real murky, like Tandy was saying. He went from Dayton to hitchhiking with a truck driver to Florida to being in clubs and then starting to move around and then something with the ladies of the night and then like he has a kid and he's a single parent and then he has more kids and he's still by himself and then but there's other women living in the house. Like there's all these like very eccentric details that he doesn't dig into, right? And doesn't explain. Maybe he has a book coming out or something. I don't know, but there's a story there that he didn't feel like coming on the show to tell. He wanted to talk about it as a comedian.
Definitely getting a bio. Definitely getting a biopic. Somebody needs the Katt WIlliams biopic because there's so many unanswered questions. And the madness that is,
And I love the everybody else like, oh yeah, right. He could run what is it, the 440, whatever the race and whatever kind of Olympic time, and he's read this many books or whatever. And then I just thought about it. I was like, it doesn't have to be true because he's a comedian, right? I thought about Robin Williams sitting on the set. He'll make, I came up from the moon. I was like, it just whatever comes out of your mouth is still part of the show, right? It's still part of the comedy.
Yeah, it could be.
Tiffany Haddish said he looked like Charleston White.
If he who?
Tiffany had to say he looked like Charleston White, which is sort of the hip hop Batman, if you will.
The hip hop Batman.
Hip hop Batman.
The first, he started a war against rappers.
So let me ask you this: a series of easy questions. Was he wrong for doing this? Was he wrong for going on there, naming names, making claims, saying that these people are lazy or untruthful? Is this shining a bad light on the profession? Like, how do you guys feel about just people doing this type of thing in general?
That's what the profession is like anyway, right? It just wasn't public. I mean, it's not generally a public conversation because you just get them one at a time saying their piece and then they move on. Nobody ever comes back and fact checks anything. But that's it. I mean, that cutthroat, the competitiveness, we all know stand up, is real. It's like that. There's competition for that only one spot. And that's why most of us, all of us in improv, because we're nicer. Not to say that we couldn't be cutthroat, but apparently we don't like that kind of environment. But we know that's what it is. I remember, I forgot, I'm not going to name the name of the comedian, but I remember them saying, yeah, so you think everybody's nice and you come out and you're like, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I'll do your show. My rate is this. And then you'll find out like your friend, like they approached your friend and your friend was like, oh, he asked you for this, I'll take this. So then they get the job and you don't. He's like, even if you started out being friends or whatever, that's what it's like. And so, you almost kind of like have no friends in comedy. Now, I don't know if that's a generational thing. I don't know if that's still true, but I remember that being said.
Yeah. To me, it's kind of like boxing because it is on you and only you. And I'm sure boxers have friends, but every boxer thinks they can kick the other boxer's ass, So they're friends until they have a problem. And they're like, now it's time to test it. I agree with it. The competitiveness on it. I think it's entertainment. So I've seen way worse things said about people who weren't true or half true, So I think the goal was accomplished. Philosophically, man, I think if people go on the record and bring you up in history and this lying, and no one else is, you don't have another avenue to speak truth to power. Yeah, go ahead on record. They invite you to do it.
And who else is accused? What other areas? I know there are, but who else accuses other people of stealing their intellectual property? Because that's a big part of what was going on in this too, right? He stole my joke. This person stole my joke. This person stole this person's joke, right? So.
And see, somebody came out and said that Katt WIlliams stole a joke from them, and it's like Corey Holcomb I heard on this podcast, he said that he actually stole a joke. All stand-up steal jokes, until they find their own voice or when they grow up here and become more, into art form. So my thing about the stealing joke thing, and this is, I have to think about this because as a comedian, you're inspired by other comedians before you, and really in certain art forms, is it, what is stealing the joke? I guess what I'm saying, you take somebody's joke as they wrote it without getting their consent, and you're doing exactly the way they do it with your own inflections, or is it I heard someone do a setup and I create another punchline and I do the punchline, or a fragment of it. Is that also stealing? And I think that's where kind of like I would like to hear the comedians all sit down who have accused each other and like do some. I want to see like the actual, the case. Like show me the case of what you're claiming. Because it'd be interesting just as an artist. Like,
some sort of comedy court, if you will.
Comedy court.
It will come with evidence. Your Honor, bestow upon you the Chuckle Hut, December 39th. I don't know why it's 39th.
Well, evidence because it's comedy. It's funny.
Well, I remember Louis C.K. had an issue with Dan Cook. This made me laugh too because he said the joke he stole was his itchy asshole joke, where he had to walk around all day with itchy asshole and he would try to scratch it in the weirdest ways. He said Dan Cook did that joke except Dan was on this massive tour, and in my head I'm like, if he stole your itchy asshole joke in itself, that's hilarious, and that would be my next joke. Would be that. But on his show, he actually had him and Dan Cook meet head to head, and in this kind of funny, interesting way, and that made me think like I said, I would like to hear the case. I want all of the people that think their jokes been stolen, Mark Curry, Robin Williams, all those guys, and you have comedy court. Who's a fraud and who's not.
We cut to the kitchen of a restaurant. John, man, did you just make the fried chicken and the potatoes, man? You just sent that dish out?
Yeah.
Hold up, friend. Hold up. No. That's my fried chicken recipe. That's my recipe, man. You take the fried chicken and you put it in the buttermilk, and then you put it in the egg, and then in the flour seasoned with the basil, and that's my recipe.
Excuse me, you don't own flour, eggs, and basil.
But I've been.
How do you? I don't know how much basil you put in the flour. I don't know how much flour you using with the egg. I don't know how many eggs you using with the. I don't know none of that. I got my own stuff.
How you say you watch me make fried chicken? I saw you. You watch me.
I was not watching you. I was daydreaming when you was doing your stuff. I was looking. It looked like I was looking at you, but in my mind, I was thinking about how I'm gonna make my chicken.
You a fake man. You a fraud. Yeah, you a fake and a fraud, man.
Hey, look out that window right there. That kitchen window.
What's that?
They're eating my chicken. Look at them, smashing, crunchy, chicken crumbs all over their.
That's because I'm on steaks today. That's because I'm on steaks. You can't make my chicken on the days that I'm making steaks, man. You just can't do that.
Well,
hey guys, sorry, head waiter here. Hey, John, the people love your fried chicken. They actually sent you like a massive tip. Here's $100 from that table.
Oh, this $100 bill. Tell them this wasn't even my best work. Come back tomorrow. I'll make sure it's exactly how I like it to be.
Okay,
so
yeah, we'll do.
Thank you,
man. So I know you're gonna give me 50% of that. I know I'm getting $50 out of that 100 because that was my recipe, man.
Ain't nobody come in here talking about how good your steaks were. I gotta give you money.
We cut to Tandy on a podcast talking about this. So what you're saying is that he took your recipe, and that was years ago, and now he's not even making fried chicken anymore, but he's still coasting.
But he's coasting on the reputation of stealing my fried chicken recipe. Now, see,
you still make fried chicken all the time.
All the time. Yeah, I went back. I was on steaks at that restaurant because, I was trying to learn to get better. But I went back to fried chicken so that the people can see that I am the real queen of fried chicken because he stole my recipe. I mean, what I got, my other chef friend, Joseph, he helped me punch it up. He was like, no, don't put the salt on the chicken first, put it in the batter. And I was like, okay. And that's how that's my recipe. My man helped me make it better.
I got you. Now tell me about your childhood. You haven't spoken to your father in 20 years.
Come
on, Tandy. What's going on there?
Yeah. Well, everybody has problems.
What do you think about this Harry and Meghan? What's going on with them? Seems like a lot of people real hard on Meghan. Everybody. I don't have no strong opinion. She married the man. They working that out. That's not my business. Oh, come on, man! It's not your business. You make fried chicken. It's not your business. What Harry and Meghan do? Okay. Have you talked to John?
No, and I wish I would see him. because I will punch him right here with this knuckle right here between his eyes. I will punch him right there if I see him again. It looked like your phone was lighting up. You had a call coming in.
It'd be really unprofessional for me to answer this, but I'm gonna do it. Hello.
Hello, man. This is John, man. I'm watching your live podcast.
Let me put you on speaker.
On there.
Let me put you on speaker.
Who is that?
It's John. I heard you talking all of that, Katt. All of that. I'm gonna punch you in the forehead with your knuckle. You ain't gonna do shit. I'm going around here selling chicken right now. I ain't cooked chicken in 5 years. Still selling chicken. What you doing? Still making them dry ass steaks?
I wish he would come up here right now. He could do a whole lot of talking on the other side of that phone. He come up here right now, bring some of that dusty, dry ass chicken that tastes like burnt raccoon. Bring that up here against my chicken.
Oh hell nah, man!
And we gonna see what's up.
Chicken like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? I would come up there, but I have to, my private jet to Dubai. I'm supposed to be cooking for the prince over there. He wants some of my nice chicken that supposedly tastes like burnt raccoon. So how about that, you broke ass chef?
That's fine. Just don't tip your hat to him, because that toupee gonna come off inside of it. Everybody knows that your hair is fake.
We cut to Amici on the same podcast. So they talked about your burnt raccoon. How'd that make you feel?
I mean, not good. I would say not good. That was an accident. I lost my whole house in that fire, and there happened to be a burnt raccoon, but that's all anybody talks about.
What do you think about this Elon Musk? Huh? You think he's gonna go to the moon?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Like you get the right people with the wrong questions. You got the right. Yeah. You can take that questions.
There are a few other things from the interview I want to touch on just real fast, and we're almost at the end here. But one thing that they talked about, which I think I want to say maybe Dave Chappelle put on my radar, but it sort of like hit me. They were talking about how often black men are put in women's clothing in comedy. Like it's very common. And someone on Facebook made, I should pull that up. Make like a collage of all these different black comedians in women's clothing. And it's like it's hard to say it's not a thing. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
And I struggled to come up with a list, like a comparable list for white comedic actors. I feel like it's just not as prevalent. There's some. Everyone knows Mrs. Doubtfire. Everyone knows. No, it's still Robin Williams.
Yeah, but making fun of white women ain't that funny. Black women have making fun of black women has been
unless it's white chicks, which is Wayne's Brothers.
That's it. It's also still a black dude in the dress.
It's still a black dude.
But that is acceptable for me. That was a funny movie. You touched on something, Andy. Like I never thought of considering it. Do you think they're actually making fun of black women? While by putting this man in the dress, right? Like that's interesting.
Because they're not behaving in a traditional way a man behaves. They're doing all the things that women do, girl, and And I think, all of the mannerisms, the expressions, the what they look like, all of that is imitating or kind of poking fun at a certain group, and that's generally black women.
So it's like hitting two birds with one stone. I can put a man in a dress, black man in a dress, and make fun of black women at the same time.
I don't know how intentional. I don't know how intentional it is in the beginning, but the result is that. You can get a laugh if you're gonna imitate a black woman and not be a black woman. And sometimes black women get laughs just being themselves, but on another day, that's another shot.
Yeah, I found the post just because I think it's kind of amazing.
Oh, closing out on that.
But I did like one of his comments about Big Mama's house. Wow.
I also wanted to ask you guys about the whole Ludacris and Illuminati thing.
No,
with all the truth that was put on that podcast, I was like, man, how do I put this into everything? John, have you seen this?
I'm looking at who's that in the blue? Is that Kel?
Yeah, that's Kel Mitchell. That was probably from all that.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Kevin Hart one that makes you laugh, and that's one I had to give.
They're wrong for this one with Chris Tucker though.
Yeah, because he's not even a
woman.
He wasn't playing a woman, but that was a hilarious, weird role for him to be in. But it went with the movie. Kevin Hart's was funny because there's a video where Kevin Hart's talking about how he has boundaries and he doesn't want to play this, and then SNL he goes and does that, and it's not even a good like I can get it. Anyway, my question to you guys is: has there ever been a bit where a black dude or a white dude has played a woman as a character and it actually made you laugh?
What do you mean?
Like you actually it worked, the bit worked. Black dude, white dude in dress, and you laugh, and you like this work.
Yeah, I laugh at it. I laugh at a lot of it.
I laugh at even the most recent examples, Key and Peele. They got several sketches dressed up like women. I think it's hilarious. I think they do a great job. Jordan is surprisingly good at playing that character. Yeah. But then I watch that, and then I watch I Think You Should Leave. He never dresses up like a woman in that show. He just gets women to be women.
and it kills.
It's still funny.
But I did love a Black Lady sketch show. Bow down to them, because when they had scenes with women, Sky Townsend, Robert Townsend's daughter, oh my God. Funny. What's her name? The creator, Robin Thede, and her dude Chris. Y'all fucks with it. Chris, hilarity. She's got some great women playing men characters that I love. I love to see that because it's just that flip. And why not, man? Why not? For so long it's been
I'm for it.
But yeah, look at Black Lady's sketch show. Sky Townsend, she's amazing, and Robin Thede. Two great ones.
There's a series of characters on Portlandia. Fred Armisen and Cary Grant, they switch in a relationship. That's pretty good. It's
love them too. They even do the voice modulation.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
we should go.
I think the bit. I think, long story short, I think the bit. It is old, and it is.
Yeah, I think we're kind of past it, right?
Yeah, it's been critiqued.
But I mean, I watched Norbit, and I laughed my ass off watching Eddie Murphy play the grandma and the Nutty Professor. And, I don't know how many women that could have made me laugh being that grandma. But I like Portlandia, and I like you said, I think you should leave because women are funny and have a lot more authenticity doing it. But it's not a hack, in my opinion. So, my thoughts.
All right, we're going out of here.
Yeah,
talk about the Illuminati next time.
Yes,
yeah,
Illuminati.
Thank you, Gennaro. Thank you, Jose, for leaving some comments, rocking with us. Thank you, everybody else who's stuck around. But if you have any other thoughts, feel free to leave them in comments on this or wherever. But
stay gumbo ready.
Stay gumbo ready. If you verify Katt WIlliams high school credentials and Samana Julianne, please. I need to verify. I need a receipt.